more possession because he was trying to draw a foul on a hold-up play than I think any other times. Again, I really like Chris Ramirez. I thought he was a very dynamic attacking player. But when you're trying to play that type of offense, he's just not the right fit.
He didn't have the size that Angelo has.
Yeah, and the best part about the whole move is they get multiple windows to spend the money.
Yes, it is.
So for me, I say, look, we're going to get $800,000 for sure.
Yep.
You get 4 windows to spend it.
I think when we were all
it's good.
And when we were all hitting the panic button when that happened, I think that was my biggest concern. I'm like, wow, what can they do in the limited time that they have to, their money? But no, it is spread out, like you said.
And the best thing is, I look at it from Christian's perspective. His family's in L.A. He gets to be in L.A.
Yep.
Hopefully, I mean, honestly, I think L.A.'s going to deal him.
Yeah.
But, it was a good move for him. He just didn't quite fit with us. He probably wasn't very happy. It's the best move.
We all know the Christian thing was half of it was based on what he did, and half of it was based on what he had done previously.
Right.
In NASL. Because a huge fan base of the United are NASL people.
It is, yeah.
And we look at Christian as one of our own, right? Right. Because Christian and Miguel, Batman, Superman, got this team to where it was at in the NASL days, okay?
Yep.
You move a guy like Christian, and people are going to be pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But it's a business move.
Right.
You have to make business moves.
In NASL, you don't have to make business moves.
No.
In Major League Soccer, you do.
No, you do. And we're all sad about him leaving. I think we all
definitely
miss him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in June when you guys were here, we talked about that.
Yes, we did. Yep.
We talked about what had to happen, and after Quintero was here.
Because it was that week, wasn't it?
It was a week after that.
It was the first podcast from them.
I think so. Yeah.
And we were talking about it certainly being a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know that we all believed it at that time, but it certainly was a possibility.
No, it had to happen.
Right.
It did.
A change like that had to happen.
Yeah. And it's being the best move of the year. I don't know, man. I mean, do they win more games?
No, actually, they sucked.
They sucked.
And as we discussed, there was a very obvious change from pre-Christian Ramirez to post-Christian Ramirez.
Yeah.
It didn't happen over, the improvement, if there's going to be an improvement, it certainly did not come overnight.
Yeah. And I mean, as we've mentioned before in this podcast, one of the worst positions you can switch out mid-season is the forward position.
Yeah, that's right.
And I've used, as a Chelsea supporter, I've used Fernando Torres as an example. A fantastic forward, but, it just, that whole position requires a lot of chemistry, a lot of getting used to his teammates, and it just didn't work out. And so Angelo, he might be good come next season, but
let's hope.
9 games to finish the season. That's not crazy to say he's not completely up to speed.
Not yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's a risk that the FO was willing to take.
And we'll talk about the FO after the break. So let's get into...
Worst moment.
Worst moment of the season.
Oh, sorry, biggest moment.
Biggest moment of the season. And would you guys MNUFC.com, they had a poll, and it's going on right now, so you can jump on there and vote for it. Do you want me to bring up their poll?
Give us how many are there?
Yeah, give us
so their poll is top 5 moments from 2018, and it kind of segues into what we're going to be talking about. Because our moments don't necessarily have to be these, but I'll start with what MNUFC.com has on their website. And the first one would be the home opener, Minnesota versus Chicago.
Okay.
Second one, and that was 2018. And then their second one was Pride Night against Dallas back in June, the end of June.
Right.
And then the third one they had listed was the Quintero hat trick, which we've already mentioned a few times now, Minnesota versus Toronto. The fourth one, which I'm a little biased towards because I was there, was the 5-1 rout of LAFC back in July. And then the final one, which I was also present with Dave Sterling here, was the 50K to Midway to end the home season against the Galaxy.
All right, so based off of that, you already talked about it. So the 5-1 drubbing, that's your.
That's mine because I'm biased. I was there. I wasn't expecting it, and
Okay.
it was just a fun game to be at. Beautiful night,
Yeah.
and they just poured it on and never stopped.
I hate that day because I wasn't there.
Well,
In fact, you were using my ticket.
I was using the ticket. Thank you, David Sterling, again. For that. So, best moment of the season. Those are certainly 5 good choices, and I think
But-
you know my vote.
number 1 is your 5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sterling.
Mine's the 50K.
Okay.
You know, I just think it was a cool moment to usher out TCF.
All right.
You know, we talked about it last episode.
Yeah, we did.
You know, the post game with the light testing of Allianz and
The atmosphere.
the fireworks that we couldn't see from our seats.
I saw him from the Surly backyard.
Oh, okay.
Because
Nice.
that's where I was.
We
That's
couldn't
where he
see
was.
anything. We couldn't see a thing.
Yeah,
from
because they
our
were
seats.
right behind us. So.
You know, at the same time, I could make an argument that was maybe the worst because I thought the team laid an egg.
And I think that'll come up in our worst moments of the season.
Maybe.
But mine has to be. I'm sorry, guys. The hat trick that Darwin had
Sure.
on the 4th of July.
It's a pretty good
Okay.
game.
To kind of get us into the playoff mix. You know, we were kind of jumping forward there, and we were talking. We were excited. We were all,
Right.
"Hey, we have a chance now. This is going to happen in our second year. You know, this process is going to work. You know, screw the freaking Atlanta process where they buy a bunch of guys. Our process is going to work."
Against last year's MLS Cup winners.
Exactly right.
So it was, hey, we're on the map here.
Great game. The hat trick was a great game, and the shots he made in that game.
Oh,
Fantastic.
without a doubt.
Let's just hit the ball from wherever I want to and put it
Exactly
over
right.
the goalie's head.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So
All right, so worst.
worst. Well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to what you guys are talking about. It's kind of a couple games, but the Loons losing 4 in a row to end the season. The loss to Colorado with the fight at the end.
Right.
That was bad.
Then we did our podcast dual set of.
I thought that was fantastic.
And we had come straight. We had come straight from the game, and we didn't even really know what happened. It was such a debacle.
And of course, then the loss to LA
Yeah.
on the 50K. I mean,
That one's not as painful for me, only because they were already out of the playoff picture at that
but
point.
it's the last game at TCF
But
Bank,
people
and I
may-
realized that we're not going to play there anymore. But they did put us up for 2 years,
Sure.
and you get all these people out there to watch a game
Break a record.
and break a record, and you lose the game.
I don't think that's big of a deal. I don't.
It's not my number
Then,
one.
then people yell at Heath. You really botched that one. I'm like, you know what? It's a game. You win, you lose.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were going to go there saying, okay, you're going to win this game, it's all scripted then. Oh,
Yeah.
it's TCF. We're going to let you win.
They wouldn't let us win. What I'm saying is, I don't think we had any kind of motivation.
How about the game where we were at Omni? Was it 2 weeks ago to end the season? I know we were already out of the playoffs, but how about the game where on the road we had a chance to maybe at least steal a point?
Yeah.
They came back and tied up the game while we were doing our podcast, only to another road loss.
That was due
they
to weather
finished the
stuff.
year with 1 win on the road. One.
Blame Lightning.
We blame Lightning for that.
Okay,
I mean, it was a
I think
bad game.
It's easy. I think what game was it? The Colorado game that knocked us out of the playoffs officially, or was it the week before?
It was the.
I think it was the week before, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was.
it still for me might be the Colorado game, only because I was there, only because it was against one of the worst teams in the league at
Yeah,
home,
and it got chippy.
and it got very chippy.
got chippy.
I mean, I like the spirit, I like the aggressiveness. I mean, there's emotion there, and there should be.
Yeah.
You want to win. You're at home. We've touched on it. They've had good success at TCF Bank, but that was not one of those days, and it was just a brutal game to be at.
You let a team like Colorado come in
Yes,
and get all crazy on you
it's a game.
and do stupid shit.
It's a game you should have won on paper,
Yeah.
and they just didn't. They didn't look good. It was the broken record of the season, missed chances,
Yeah.
defensive lapses, and it was just more of the same towards the end of the season. I think it all ties into how they finished the season with a 4-game losing streak.
And we talked about this in the pod
But
before.
if I had to single out one moment, that'd be my moment.
We talked on the pod before about how the last couple months now, The train has gone over the cliff. It's like, choo choo choo, beep, bye, see you later. You know, and what we talk about is crappy stuff because the team can't do shit. You know. So mine, the last 4 games of the season, where they were just like playing out the rest of the year. I mean, what else can you say about it?
It's a long moment, but you know,
Yeah,
time
it
flies.
is.
So
Well, at least
I'll
they
take
didn't
it.
get relegated.
That's true.
We can't. Well, yeah.
So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the season.
What?
The worst moment
The season started.
was Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
Here.
Here.
When we had a man up,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and we still
Yeah.
lost 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that cold, brutal?
It was chilly.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah.
cold. Look, you can't beat a team a man up. I'm sorry. It's, we
We didn't have Darwin yet, though.
I don't give a shit. I mean,
Darwin.
It's-
Did Darwin take us to the playoffs?
Atlanta
You got us
looked
close.
average. We had a man advantage.
Yeah.
That set the tone for the season.
And yet you still.
That's my worst.
And yet you still want to do this podcast.
Well, it's easier now that the season.
I had already committed at that point.
And now that the season's over, though, it's easier because we don't have to sit here and talk about these awful games over and over again. We get to talk about whatever we want now. So
Get to talk about what's coming up in the next year.
That's
spend
right.
more time talking about beer. That's the best part.
So let's do the best goal and
Best
go to
goal.
a break.
Let's go. Best goal. Well, here's my deal. I didn't pick a best goal. I'm going to pick any of Darwin's chip shots as best
sure.
goal.
I agree with you.
And
I
then,
agree with
yes.
you. And I know, Sterling, you might have a different best goal, but that I agree with Tony. Just take your pick of those three chips.
They were all great.
The chip shots were like, I
They
mean,
were.
come on.
All 3 of them were just perfectly placed,
Yeah,
perfectly over the
come
head.
on.
Maybe the last one, just because it's so surprising
Yeah.
that he could do it 3 times and to finish off his hat trick.
And the fact that after the first one,
Fool me once.
the goaltender doesn't even step back. Fool me once, shame on you.
No, fool me
Fool me
once,
once, shame on
me.
me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Fool me
There you
3
go.
times, I'm not good at my job.
No, that's exactly right.
Yes.
Day of the beer
No,
time.
no, no,
says
no,
so.
no, no. Whoa. We're way off. Tony, you were right. It was fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
We're off the rails.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it. You can't.
Yeah.
Don't fool me more than twice.
What I'm saying is that 3 times.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
All right.
The third of his goals. That would be it.
Sterling's gonna have some shot where a guy passed to this guy, and then it was this
I
guy
think I know
over
what it's
here.
going to be. I think I was
And
there
then-
for this one.
Things were happening. Right?
All right. So I literally, as I said before the podcast, I literally watched every single goal.
And this is surprising because he has a newborn at home.
Yeah.
Newborn.
Sleep a lot.
Yes.
I know, but
And they
seriously.
want
that like 2 or
mom.
3 in the
I
morning.
can't do jack shit for a newborn.
We certainly here at the pod, we appreciate the homework that you did prior to this one, especially.
So my goal, it didn't require any watching of all goals, but it was Christian Ramirez against San Jose back in May. It was a loose ball that was supposed to be back pass. Christian came in, grabbed a hold of it, spun around, and kind of chipped the goalie. It was the most beautiful shot, especially from Dave's and my seats. We watched it. I mean, we were literally like right on the trajectory of the shot, so we got to see it sail like 10 feet over the goal.
Nice.
It was stunning.
And somehow
And it
just
just dropped.
dipped.
It was stunning. You didn't think it was going to go anywhere near the back of the
Yeah.
net from our angle, and it was just.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was a bad pass by the goalie out.
it was
And then- and
it was a bad pass by the goalie
He
out.
got it, just turned and put it far left
Yep.
corner on the.
Ibarra had challenged the defender
Yeah.
who got the ball, and it was a mess. It was just the perfect end to a really bad play. And
This is a chip shot, though, right?
it was still kind of a chip shot.
See, we all
And
love the chip shots.
This is my way of saying, even though I've badmouthed Christian a number of times, he still wins my goal of the year.
You can't let go of the
Maybe
yourself.
during
Yeah.
the break, I'm going to go watch a video of that because I can't. I was watching it live from our seats, like we mentioned. I just can't see how you describe that as a chip shot.
The problem is the replay doesn't do it justice. We got to see it from that perspective. It doesn't do it justice, but it still looks good.
Best
Right.
goal